The young and the restless spoilers, full welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, but honestly, none of that matters right now because we have some absolute madness to unpack. Grab your iced coffees and strap in because we are diving headfirst into the most chaotic timeline imaginable. Uh, Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. You guys, I am deceased. I am filming this while I'm literally running errands, speed walking through the aisles of Target, because I just had to jump on here and vent before I spontaneously combust in the home goods section. Wait, we need to talk about this now. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what just happened on our screens. You need to understand that this is not just a television show anymore. This is a personal attack on my nervous system. I am personally offended, totally unwell, and completely living for the absolute cinematic mayhem that just went down with Patty, Jack, and Diane. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. I am legit hyperventilating right now, like someone needs to hand me a paper bag because I cannot process the level of unhinged psychological warfare we just witnessed. Let me just set the scene for you because I was mid skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug when this happened. Literally had to yeet my phone across the room because my brain could not compute the sheer gravity of this betrayal. Okay, so basically, we all know Patty Williams has been running this sinister, twisted blackmail scheme, right? She's been holding Diane hostage in that creepy barred room with Dr. Markham, showing Jack photos of his wife in a padded cell and demanding that Jack sleep with her to get Diane back, which is honestly so unhinged, like bestie, be for real right now, you cannot extort someone for romance. But wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Patty is not just delusional. She is a straight up criminal mastermind, and what she just did has officially cemented her status as the most terrifying villain in Genoa City history. So Jack and Patty are confronting each other. The tension is thicker than my anxiety, and out of nowhere, bam! Patty literally stabs Jack. I screamed. I genuinely let out a high decibel screech that probably woke up my real life neighbors. She stabbed him, just plunged the knife right into him like it was absolutely nothing. The absolute cinematic mayhem of this moment, you guys. The stakes are astronomical. Jack Abbott, the patriarch, the legend, is just standing there, gasping for air, clutching his bleeding side, and Patty is just looking at him with this cold, calculated, deeply terrifying expression. It's giving major, I cannot even, energy. And I am spilling all the tea right now because my brain is visibly buffering from the sheer audacity of the plot. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but the way Patty planned this, it wasn't just a crime of passion. It was a perfectly orchestrated, diabolical trap. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush, moving on, basically, as Jack is collapsing, bleeding out on the floor. Who happens to stumble into this exact, horrifying bloodbath? Diane Jenkins Abbott. Yes, Diane. She somehow gets out, walks right into the room, and is completely disoriented. And what does Patty do? This woman, this absolute menace to society, somehow manages to orchestrate the crime scene so fast that it genuinely gave me whiplash. She forces the bloody shirt and the literal murder weapon, the bloody knife, into Diane's hands. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Diane is just standing there, holding a bloody knife and a blood-soaked shirt, looking completely lost, like her brain is buffering on dial-up internet. Bestie, be for real right now. Drop the knife. Why are you holding it? I was screaming at my screen. Diane, you are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with your lack of survival instincts. But Diane is just frozen, traumatized from being held hostage. And now she's standing over her bleeding husband, holding the literal evidence. It's a high-octane psychological masterpiece of a frame-up, and Patty is just standing there playing the victim. And don't even get me started on the vibes in that room. Wait, can we veer off into a completely random tangent for a second? The lighting in that room was so weirdly cinematic, like this moody, shadowy aesthetic that made the blood look even darker, and there was this weird background noise like a ticking clock or something. I don't know, maybe it was just my own heartbeat thudding in my ears because I was so stressed. But the aesthetic choice of having Diane in this pristine, bewildered state while holding this gruesome, messy evidence, it was art, terrifying, anxiety-inducing art. Okay, snapping back to the main T. So the timing is literally too perfect, which means Patty 100% tipped off the cops because exactly at that moment the police arrived. Detective Burrow walks in. And let me tell you, I have never been more frustrated with a fictional law enforcement officer in my entire life. Burrow walks into this chaotic, messy, unfiltered, emotional train wreck of a crime scene. Jack is literally bleeding out, dying on the floor. Diane is standing there looking like the poster child for guilt, holding the bloody knife and shirt. And Patty turns on the waterworks like she's auditioning for an Oscar. She starts screaming, pointing at Diane, crying these fake crocodile tears, completely turning the tables and blaming Diane for stabbing Jack. I am clutching my chest because I am literally too unwell to handle this gravity. Patty is spinning this web of lies, screaming that Diane went crazy, that Diane attacked Jack, and Burrow is just standing there. Diane, finally snapping out of her buffering state, starts screaming back. No, she did it. She stabbed him. I just walked in. It is a full-blown, high-decibel shouting match over Jack's bleeding body. The chaos, the absolute madness. I am personally attacked by how loud and stressful this scene was. Diane is panicking. Patty is playing the traumatized victim, and they are just going back and forth, screaming at the top of their lungs. And what does Detective Burrow do? This man, this absolute pinnacle of Genoa City Police Department incompetence, gets annoyed. He literally gets annoyed by them arguing. He straight up yells at them to shut up because he's tired of hearing them bicker. I am deceased. I am genuinely, literally, in the grave right now. A man is bleeding to death on the floor, and the detective is acting like a substitute teacher who is tired of the kids fighting in the back of the classroom. Burrow just looks around, does a totally half-hearted 2-second visual sweep of the room, sees Diane holding the bloody shirt and the knife, and just decides she did it. He literally just concludes that Diane is the stabber because the evidence is in her hands. Bestie, I had to pause the episode and scream into a pillow. I am not okay. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. Burrow completely buys Patty's performance. He believes this unhinged woman who has a documented history of violence, kidnapping, and identity theft. He looks at Diane, slaps the handcuffs on her, and arrests her for the attempted murder of Jack Abbott. I am hyperventilating. The sheer injustice of it all is burning my soul. Diane is screaming, crying, begging them to look at the truth, saying she was framed, but Burrow is just dragging her away. And Patty? Oh my God. Patty. Burrow literally tells Patty she is free to go. He lets her go. Patty gets to walk away from a crime scene where she literally just plunged a knife into a man's abdomen. As Diane is being hauled off in cuffs, Patty gives this tiny, microscopic, incredibly sinister smirk. It was so subtle, but it was straight up evil. She won. She created the perfect trap. Jack is going to the hospital on death's door. Diane is going to a prison cell. And Patty gets to walk away scotangent free, probably to go plot her next unhinged move. I'm calling it right now. The villain arc is about to go nuclear. Patty has officially leveled up from a delusional stalker to a terrifying, untouchable mastermind. She took out her obsession and her rival in one single, perfectly executed move, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no way the Abbott family survives this without completely tearing each other apart. Kyle is going to lose his mind when he finds out his mother is arrested for stabbing his father. Tracy's going to have a literal heart attack. And Victor Newman is probably sitting somewhere with a glass of scotch, laughing his evil little laugh because his enemies are destroying themselves. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on, but seriously, I cannot stop thinking about Jack. Is he going to survive this? The man was looking so pale, so completely broken. He went from trying to save his wife to literally fighting for his life on his own floor. The betrayal he must have felt in that moment, realizing Patty was actually crazy enough to kill him if she couldn't have him. It's a tragic, messy, unfiltered saga, and my grip on reality is slipping just trying to process it all. I am genuinely so deep in the lore right now that I don't think I can function for the rest of the day. I am going to be thinking about Patty's smirk while I'm trying to buy laundry detergent. I am going to be spiraling over Burrow's terrible detective work while I'm waiting in line at the coffee shop. This show has ruined my life in the best way possible, and I am totally extra, zero chill, and purely human about it. We are invested, okay? We are practically living in Genoa City at this point, and our real-life neighbors need to know the truth about Patty Williams. Okay, I need to go breathe into a paper bag and maybe redo my charcoal mask because I have literally sweated it all off from the stress. Let me know in the comments if you are also physically unwell after watching this, because I need to know I am not spiraling alone. I love you guys so much. Stay safe out there. Don't pick up any bloody knives. And I will see you in the next update when we inevitably watch this entire town burn to the ground. Bye, besties.